Level 1, the new hire. You're 24. You sit in a glass-walled conference room on the 32nd floor of a tech campus in Austin. Your badge is still warm from the printer. The head of R&D is 3 seats away, talking about a product launch that won't happen for 18 months. You're taking notes on your company laptop. You're also memorizing every word he says. This is corporate espionage, not the movie version, the real version. No black turtlenecks, no rappelling down elevator shafts. Just you, a fabricated resume, and a job offer from a company that doesn't know who really sent you. Your handler works for a competitor 2 states away. You met him once in a Starbucks parking lot. He never used his real name. He paid you $15,000 cash to get this job. Your task is simple. Listen, remember, report. Product timelines, budget numbers, internal disagreements. Anything that helps the other side predict what's coming. You're not stealing files. Not yet. Right now, you're just a junior analyst who asks good questions in meetings. You volunteer for cross-functional projects. You're friendly, helpful, forgettable. The hardest part isn't the lying. It's how easy it is. Your coworkers trust you because you show up on time and laugh at their jokes. You go to happy hour. You remember their kids' names. And every Sunday night, you type up everything you learned that week into an encrypted email and send it to an address that will stop existing in 3 months. You tell yourself this is just business. Everyone does it. That's what your handler said. He was right about one thing. You're not the only one in this building doing this. Level 2, the desk diver. 6 months in. You're no longer new. Your badge works on floors 3, 7, and 12 now. You know which conference rooms people forget to lock. You know the building's rhythm. When the cleaning crew arrives, when the last engineer leaves, when security takes their smoke break by the loading dock. You've started desk diving. That's the term for it. After hours, you walk the floor with a notebook, like you're looking for a meeting room. You're not. You're looking for desks where people leave things out. Printouts, sticky notes, prototypes sitting on charging cables. Most people are careless. They leave roadmap decks on their second monitor. They write passwords on the edge of their desk pad. They toss failed product samples in the trash bin under their desk instead of the secure disposal. You take photos with your phone. No flash, no sound. Your camera app is set to save directly to an encrypted cloud folder your handler provisioned. The photos upload automatically when you're on the office Wi-Fi. You never see them again. One night, you find a prototype smartwatch in a drawer that someone forgot to lock. It's not even announced yet. You take 12 photos from every angle. You note the model number engraved on the back. You put it back exactly where it was. 3 weeks later, your handler's company announces a competing product with the same feature set. They beat your company to market by 2 months. Your company's stock drops 4%. The R&D head gets fired. You send a sympathy card. You got a $50,000 bonus for that smartwatch. It arrived as a wire transfer to an account in your mother's name. You told her it was a gift. She cried. You felt nothing. Level 3. The social engineer. You've learned that people are easier to hack than computers. Security systems require skill. People just require attention. Social engineering, that's the formal term. You call it being friendly. You start hanging out near the executive assistant pool. You learn their names. You bring them coffee. You ask about their weekends. You remember their birthdays. One of them, Michelle, handles calendar access for the CFO. You take her to lunch. She complains about her boyfriend. You listen. You're good at listening now. You offer advice. She trusts you. 2 weeks later, you mention you're trying to get a budget meeting scheduled. She offers to help. You say you need to see the CFO's calendar to find an open slot. She shares her screen without hesitation. You see every meeting for the next 6 weeks. Merger talks, acquisition discussions, board presentations. You memorize the dates and attendees. You photograph her screen with your phone while she's looking at her salad. Another technique, the pregame. Before major meetings, people gather in hallways and talk openly. Strategy, concerns, negotiation positions. You've started arriving at meeting rooms 10 minutes early. You stand nearby with your phone, pretending to text. The microphone app in your pocket is recording. You've captured 3 executive conversations this way. The audio files are rough, but your handler has software that cleans them up. One recording contained the company's walkaway price for a supplier negotiation. The competitor used it. Your company overpaid by $8 million. You got promoted last month. Your manager said you have great instincts for cross-functional collaboration. You smiled and said you're just curious about how the business works. Level 4, the file thief. You're not memorizing anymore. You're extracting. Actual documents, actual files. This is the line most people won't cross. You crossed it 4 months ago. Your handler gave you a USB drive. It looks like a normal flash drive. It's not. When you plug it into a company computer, it installs a keylogger and creates a backdoor for remote access. The install takes 11 seconds. No admin password required. No trace in the system logs. You've installed it on 6 computers. Conference room machines that people use for presentations. Shared workstations in the testing lab. One engineer's laptop, when he left it unattended during a fire drill. Now your handler can access those machines remotely. He pulls files at night when no one's watching. Financial models, customer lists, source code, product specifications, legal documents, anything saved locally. The company has data loss prevention software. It's supposed to catch this. It doesn't. Your handler's tools are better. They've been refined over a decade of industrial espionage. They know how to move files in small chunks that don't trigger alerts. They know how to disguise exfiltration as normal system traffic. You also steal files manually, thumb drives hidden in your jacket pocket, documents photographed in bathroom stalls where there are no cameras. One time, you checked out a prototype from the hardware lab, walked it to your car during lunch, and handed it to a man in a Nissan Pathfinder who drove away without saying a word. You returned the prototype 2 hours later. No one noticed it had been gone. The risk is escalating. You know this. Security has started doing random bag checks at the exits. You've been checked twice. Both times you had nothing. But you know one day you might. You lie awake some nights thinking about what happens if you get caught. Federal charges, CFAA violations, trade secret theft. Your handler said they'd protect you. You don't believe him. But you keep going. Level 5, the insider threat. You're not alone anymore. The company hired another analyst 3 months ago. His name is Aaron. He's 26. He's also a plant. You figured it out during a product review meeting. He asked a question that was too specific, too targeted. The kind of question only someone briefed by a competitor would ask. You recognized it because it's the kind of question you ask. You don't know who he works for. Could be the same handler. Could be a different competitor. Could be a foreign intelligence service running a parallel operation. You avoid him. You never talk about work outside of meetings. You make sure your paths don't cross after hours. The paranoia is new. You don't know who else is doing this. The company has 2,000 employees. How many are compromised? 5? 50? You start watching people differently. The woman who always stays late. The guy who takes too many photos during facility tours. The manager who asks probing questions about unrelated projects. You realize the company is being hollowed out. Every innovation, every strategy, every competitive advantage. It's all leaking. Not through one hole, through a dozen. Your handler told you this is how the industry works now. Real R&D is too expensive. Easier to let someone else spend the money, then take the results. Every major tech company does it. Every major pharmaceutical company. Every defense contractor. The espionage is mutual. Everyone is stealing from everyone. That doesn't make it legal. It doesn't make it right. But it makes it normal. You've stopped thinking of yourself as a spy. You're just a worker in a shadow economy. Your real job isn't the one on your business card. Your real job is extraction. You're a miner. The raw material is information. You dig it up and send it away. Level 6, the burn notice. You got sloppy. Or someone else did. Security is investigating. You don't know what triggered it. Could be the missing prototype. Could be an anomaly in the network logs. Could be another operative who got caught and gave up names. All you know is that IT sent an email yesterday asking you to bring your laptop in for a routine audit. Your handler's instructions were clear. If this happens, you sanitize and disappear. Sanitize means wipe every device, every app, every encrypted folder. You spend 4 hours deleting evidence, the keylogger apps, the camera roll backups, the encrypted email account. Everything. You'll walk into IT tomorrow and hand them a clean machine. They'll find nothing. But you won't be coming back to this job. Your handler already sent severance instructions. Quit within 48 hours, citing personal reasons. They'll wire you $200,000 once you're clear. This is called a burn notice. The operation is over. You're no longer useful. Worse, you're a liability. If the company figures out what you were doing, you'll be arrested. If they don't, you still can't stay. The heat is too high. You think about the people you worked with. Michelle, who trusted you. The engineers who let you into their labs. Your manager, who wrote you a glowing performance review last quarter. They'll think you just quit. They'll never know what you did. Some operatives get burned and prosecuted. You've seen the news stories. Former employees charged under the Economic Espionage Act. 18 months in federal prison. 3 years probation. Permanent felony record. You got lucky. You're walking away. But this isn't over. Your handler said there's another job, another company, another city. He said you're good at this. He said the next target is a pharmaceutical company in Boston. Clinical trial data, FDA submissions, competitor intelligence. You said yes. You always say yes. Because you don't know how to do anything else anymore. Level 7. The fixer. You're not on the inside anymore. You're the handler now. 3 years later. Different city, different role. You recruit new operatives. You train them. You pay them. You run 6 people across 4 companies in 2 industries. They send you intelligence. You sanitize it, package it, and sell it to clients who never ask where it came from. This is the hidden level. Most operatives never make it here. They get caught, or they burn out, or they can't handle the guilt. You handled it. You stopped feeling it. Your clients are hedge funds, private equity firms, competitors preparing for M&A. They pay 7 figures for the right intelligence. Early access to earnings data, unreleased clinical trial results, product roadmaps, merger negotiations. You've built a network, not just operatives. Also, recruiters who plant your people, IT contractors who install back doors, janitorial staff who let your team into buildings after hours. You run it like a business. Operational security, compartmentalization, plausible deniability. The FBI knows this exists. The corporate counterintelligence units know. But proving it is hard. You don't communicate directly with operatives. You use encrypted apps that delete messages after 24 hours. You pay through shell companies in jurisdictions that don't cooperate with U.S. law enforcement. You never meet the same person twice in the same location. You've seen people get caught. Operatives who kept evidence on personal devices. Handlers who got careless with encryption. Clients who bragged. The prosecutions are rare, but they're brutal. The DOJ loves these cases. They make headlines. You won't get caught. You've studied every case. You know what mistakes to avoid. You know when to shut down an operation. You know when to burn an operative who's getting sloppy. You make $2 million a year. You live in a condo in Seattle. You tell people you're a consultant. They never ask what kind. Level 8. The state actor. The thing you didn't know. Your handler had a handler, and that handler worked for a foreign government. You found out 2 years ago. A man approached you in an airport lounge in Frankfurt. He knew your real name. He knew the companies you'd targeted. He showed you a file with your photo, your bank records, your operatives' identities. He said his government had been tracking you since the beginning. He said you had 2 choices: work for them, or get turned over to the FBI with enough evidence for a 20-year sentence. You work for them now. You don't know which government. You suspect China, but it could be Russia, Israel, or any of a dozen others. It doesn't matter. You do what they ask. The targets have changed. It's not just corporate intelligence anymore. It's defense contractors, semiconductor companies, AI research labs, biotech firms working on CRISPR, the kind of espionage that isn't just illegal, it's a national security threat. You've placed operatives in companies with Department of Defense clearances. You've extracted classified research. You've stolen intellectual property that took a decade and $1 billion to develop. You send it overseas. You don't know what they do with it. You don't ask. This is the level where people disappear. Not burned, disappeared. Operatives who try to quit. Handlers who become liabilities. You've heard the stories. You don't know if they're true. You don't test it. You're not doing this for money anymore. You're doing it because you don't have a choice. You're trapped in a system that's bigger than you. A global apparatus of industrial and state espionage that's been running for decades. You're a cog, replaceable, disposable. You think about turning yourself in, walking into an FBI field office and confessing everything. But you know what happens next. Federal prison, asset forfeiture, your family's name destroyed, and the network keeps running without you. So you keep going, you recruit, you extract, you disappear information across borders. You don't sleep well anymore. You drink too much. You've stopped calling your mother. You tell yourself this is just how the world works. Governments steal from governments. Companies steal from companies. There are no good guys. That's the lie you need to believe. Level 9. The disappeared. There are levels above this. You've heard rumors. Networks so deep they've been running for 30 years. Operatives embedded in Fortune 500 companies since the Cold War. Handlers, who are senior executives themselves, stealing from their own employers. You'll never reach those levels. Last month, your contact missed a scheduled check-in, then another. You got a new contact, different encryption keys, different protocols. They told you the old contact retired. You know what that means. You've started making preparations. A bag packed in your closet. Cash. Fake passport. Burner phones. You've watched enough people disappear to know the signs. You're being phased out. You know too much. You've become a liability. You think about running, vanishing before they vanish you. But where do you run from a foreign intelligence service? They have resources, patience, reach. Some nights, you sit in your apartment and wonder how it got this far. You started as a kid who wanted to make some money. You ended up as a tool of a foreign government, stealing secrets that could reshape industries, compromise national security, destroy lives. You can't undo it. You can't confess. You can't escape. You're locked in. You wonder if you'll just disappear one day. A car accident, a mugging, a gas leak. You've stopped making long-term plans. You live week to week. You wait for the knock on the door that might not come, or might come tonight. But somewhere right now, a 23-year-old is sitting in a different glass-walled conference room. New badge. Fabricated resume. She's listening to a product roadmap presentation and memorizing every word. She thinks this is easy money. She thinks she's in control. She has no idea where this leads. The cycle doesn't end. It just finds someone new.